Greetings viewers, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we've got a tool video. Haven't done a tool video in quite a while. This is one I'm really excited about, something new from Milwaukee. It is the Milwaukee right angle impact. This is model number 2564-20, which means it's a bare tool, no batteries. Got plenty of batteries though. It is, as I said, a right angle impact wrench. Looks very similar to some of my cordless ratchets, my snap-on cordless ratchet, or the Milwaukee Fuel cordless ratchets, but this is not a ratchet, this is an impact. It actually has a hammer mechanism, impacting mechanism in the head here, whereas a normal ratchet would ratchet back and forth and only has the torque output that the motor can twist with. Does not actually have anvils and hammers to knock the fastener loose or to tighten it. This tool has 220 foot-pounds of nut-busting torque, 200 foot-pounds of fastening torque. My snap-on cordless ratchets, the 3/8 version, a lot of you asked me about. I believe, if I recall correctly, they've got 40 foot-pounds of torque. I think that the Milwaukee Fuel ratchets have 55 foot-pounds of torque. The new snap-on Brute ratchet has 70 foot-pounds of torque, and I think the new long neck version Fuel ratchets have still 55 or maybe 60 foot-pounds of torque. So this new tool blows those all completely off the map in terms of power, and they don't have that much bigger of a footprint. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my snap-on ratchet and my Milwaukee Fuel ratchet, and we'll do a size comparison to those here in a little bit. But a little bit more about this tool. It does have 4 drive modes. If you are familiar with any of Milwaukee's cordless impacts or impact drivers, or the stubby impact like I use in a lot of the videos, the new M12 stubby that's been out about a year and a half, absolutely love that tool. It's got 4 drive modes. One is a slow speed mode. Let me see if I can see this. It's a little bright out here. All right, one slow speed. On speed 1, you get 0 to 1550 RPM. Speed 2, 0 to 2300 RPM. Speed 3, 0 to 3000 RPM. And speed 4, which is not technically a speed, it's the little nut icon at the bottom of the 4-way switch, is the auto shut off mode, where if you're tightening a bolt, it will tighten it to snug and stop, or if you're backing off a nut or bolt, it will impact it until it comes free and then slow the speed down to back it off slowly so you don't throw the nut or fling the bolt out when you get to the end of the threads. Really nice little feature. Love it on their impacts. Great for running lug nuts in and just cinching them down and going back with the torque wrench so you don't over tighten your lug nuts. Great little feature, and I'm glad they included it on this right angle impact. I really badly want to call it a ratchet, but I know it's not a ratchet. It's just insane that they got an impact this small and this compact with that much power, and just going over all the ways I'm going to use it in my head, how this is going to be a new lifesaver. I think this, along with the M12 stubby impact, are going to be my 2 most used Milwaukee power tools when it comes to automotive repair. You do get a 5-year warranty on the tool from Milwaukee. Great assurance that your tool is going to last you a long time and you're not going to have any issues. But if you do, you can send it in for free repair and service within the first 5 years. So with that said, like I said, we're going to compare these really quickly size-wise with the Fuel ratchet and the snap-on, both long neck and regular ratchet. And then I just got my hands on this thing no more than 24 hours ago, so I haven't really got to use it yet. So I believe for a first reactions video, we're just going to go around, grab a set of 3/8 sockets, and run around the farm and see what we can break loose and what we can't break loose. We're going to get up the small tractor, the large tractor, the bulldozer, some of the junk Subarus, and see what this thing's really capable of. I can't really give any kind of honest review on it other than just giggly happiness that I have a new toy. You know, because I haven't had a chance to actually use it real world yet, but we can at least put it through its paces and see how much strength it actually has in real world applications rather than torque numbers on the box for advertising. All right guys, so here's our size comparison with the right angle impact and the Fuel 3/8 ratchet. I do have the protective boot on it. I've got a protective boot order for this, but it has not come yet. This I had, like I said, on pre-order for quite a while. Acme Tools just shipped it out to me, came to me Monday night, and the boot has not arrived yet. I assume it's still on back order, but just side to side comparison between the ratchet and the impact and our overall length. It's honestly, drive to drive, it's not much longer, and if I had a CP battery on here instead of an XC, it really wouldn't be that much longer overall. Actual body thickness, it's pretty much all the same until you get up to the actual head. The head is the only thing that's thicker and wider, but I honestly don't see it with a set of shallow sockets. It shouldn't take up much more room than this with a deep well socket. So again, we're gonna compare it real quick to the regular stubby necked snap-on CTR 761 and the long neck CTR 767, which it's actually, the snap-on ratchet is slightly longer. I'm talking about battery to battery. But of course, like I said in my review, talking about the Milwaukee Fuel ratchet, I greatly prefer the snap-on ratchets just because the head's so compact, and you can really get a size comparison between the ratchet and the impact right there. So I think that's enough talking about specifications and looking at this thing and comparing it to other tools in the toolbox, which not really comparable because they're ratchets and this is an impact. So as I said, let's go ahead and grab a set of sockets and run around the farm and see what we can tear up. All right, let's start off with something easy. Lug nuts on this Subaru Forester. They're not gonna be too tight, maybe 100 foot-pounds. Whips it off like nothing. Let's go ahead and put it in the lug mode where you can see the auto slow down after breaking loose, so you don't sling your bolt or nut. So Subaru lug nuts are no problem for this, which being 220 foot-pounds, I would hope so. Let's see the auto shut down when we run the lug back in. Runs it just till it touches, where you can come back with the torque wrench and torque it down, or you can put it on speed 2, slow it down a bit. And give it a little hammer on. So let's see if we can find something a little more challenging for this thing. So let's look at some more lug nuts. These are the lugs on the front of my 574 International tractor. Really rusted, haven't taken them off. Let's see what they what we can do. All that rust, so you know they were on there for quite a while. No idea what the torque spec is on these. I'd assume at least 100. Getting nice and rusty, hadn't been off. No problems again. Took them off without much issue whatsoever. Looks like we need to move on to something a little bigger. All right, let's try something different. They were on my 1952 Caterpillar D2 bulldozer. Let's try these bolts here at the top of the radiator support. Again, no issue. Popped them right out of there. Apparently that one had a captive nut on the back. It might have gone bye-bye. Maybe not. Moving on, let's see what else we can find. Let's try this little fender bolt on the 574. No problem. Let's see here. This is an old junk 5.3 liter Vortec. It was pulled out of a 99 Silverado, and I believe it's been sitting out in the weather now for about 5-6 years in my scrap metal pile. Let's see if it'll pull one of these 15mm head bolts out. No problem. Let's use that auto torque. All right, let's see what we can bust loose on this old EZ30. Tried the other day with the M12 fuel hex driver with a 14 socket. See if it busts loose these 14mm AC compressor bolts, and it did not. Let's see what this will do. Woo! I just thought of something really interesting. Something that would make this tool well worth its weight in gold to me is, will it break loose, impact out Subaru bell housing bolts? I normally have to get a really long 3/8 ratchet or 1/2 inch ratchet and break them loose and then turn them in and out with my cordless ratchet. If I could just put this little joker on them and hit the button and ring them right out of there, that'd be awesome. So I think we're gonna try that. Probably not on this car because the engine got pushed into the firewall and the space is less than normal. So we're probably gonna pop the hood on one of these other Subarus out here and see if we can do that. First, let's see what else we can knock loose on this engine. Power steering bracket, no problem. Let's see, what else? Having a hard time finding a challenge for this. Idler pulley. Oops, that was the belt tensioner. That's the idler pulley. Not the tensioner loose to start with. What else we want to try? Let's try some strut mount nuts, although I'm sure they won't be any challenge at all. Nope, no issues there. 12mm strut mounts. Let's see if we can get some of them bell housing bolts out. All right, true test. True Subaru test. Let's see if it'll knock loose 14mm bell housing bolt on this 92 EJ22E. This thing's been sitting for a long time, and who knows the last time this engine was out and these bolts were loosened. Let's give her a shot. Well, looky there. I didn't think it was gonna do it. Took a little hammering, but you saw it. It spun it out of there, no problem. Just took a little bit of forward, a little reverse, and then a little reverse again, and she spun right out. Impressive. Good job, Milwaukee. Love this little thing. All right, guys, and there you go. That is our first look at the new Milwaukee 2564-20 right angle impact wrench. First impressions, thoroughly impressed with this tool. Nothing that I put on it, 8 to 19, did it not take off, as we just saw in the video, whether it be on the tractors, the bulldozer, or numerous other fasteners on Subarus, which this will be used majority of the time on Subaru vehicles and automotive applications. There is a 1/2-inch version of this wrench. I believe it is a little bit longer, but I'm not sure. I've not had my hands on the 1/2-inch. I might add the 1/2-inch to my collection in the future for bigger stuff, but for right now, I think the 3/8 will fit the need I have, and will be a great companion to my M12 stubby impact. More to come on this, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll be seeing it in future repair videos. I'm sure it will be a staple in the rotation of tools. And again, good job, Milwaukee. Thoroughly impressed with this thing. And hopefully it will keep being as awesome from here on out as it is today. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.